Hello, my name is Prasanjit. I work for BMC Atrium Orchestrator product, and today I would like to talk about thread dumps and heap dumps in BAO application and how you can take one using Visual VM. Let's begin with what is a thread dump and a heap dump and why do we need it? A thread dump is basically the list of all the Java threads active within a Java virtual machine. It's basically a way of finding out what each thread in the JVM is doing at a particular point of time and is useful for troubleshooting when BAO application seems to slow down or hang when running under load. On the other hand, a heap dump is a snapshot of all the objects in the Java virtual machine at a certain point in time. A heap dump is nothing but the memory contents of the JVM process, output as a binary file, and is useful for troubleshooting memory leak issues. When working with BMC support on application slowdown or memory related problems, you may often be asked to provide a thread dump or a heap dump. Let's see how we can take one. There are a couple of ways to take a thread or a heap dump. This includes both graphical and command line based tools for power users. Some of these tools are JConsole, JStack command line utility, the Java Visual VM, JMX API, and other commercial tools. In this video, we'll focus on how we can collect the thread dumps and heap dumps using Visual VM. Let's have a quick demo. First, we need to download the Visual VM application. Go to visualvm.java.net. Click the download section. You need a copy of this Visual VM zip file. Over here, we can see that as a prerequisite, it requires JDK 7. So go to the Oracle website for the JDK 7 page, accept the license agreement, and download a copy based on your architecture. For the purpose of this video, I have already downloaded these. I have already installed JDK 7 on this machine. As you can see over here, it's installed. Let's extract the Visual VM zip file. Navigate over to the bin folder and right-click and run the application as an administrator. The application pane is divided into three sections: local, remote, and snapshot. The best thing about Visual VM is that it allows you to connect to local as well as remote Java instance. So even if your BAO application is installed on a Linux machine, you can still connect to the system using the remote connection. I have my BAO instance installed on a remote machine. So I'll select remote and I'll right click to add a remote host. Type in the host name of the BAO peer for which you want to collect a thread dump or a heap dump and give it a display name. For BAO 7.7 and above, you need to provide fully qualified domain name. In case you are running an earlier version of the application, you can only specify the host name. For the display name, I'll provide BAO 7801. Leave the advanced setting as it is. Hit the OK button. Now we can see the BAO 7801 over here. Right click and select Add New JMX connection. Now it's asking for a JMX service URL. We can obtain this URL from our peer for which we want to enable the thread dump and heap dump. So let's move on to the BAO machine. On the BAO machine, navigate to the location where your peer is installed. For me, it's CDP. Head over to the Tomcat, Web Apps, BAO CDP, Meta INF folder. Over here, we can see the cdp.properties file. Open this file and copy this URL. As we'll be monitoring the BAO instance remotely, replace the local host in the URL with the fully qualified domain name of the server. Copy the URL and head over to the machine on which we have Visual VM. In the Visual VM Add GMX connection prompt, for the connection field, paste the URL. As a display name, provide the peer name. Select the Use Security Credentials checkbox and type in your Grid Manager credentials. Select Save Security Credential and hit OK. Hit Yes. Now over here we can see that it has added a JMX connection for our CDP instance. Let's double click it. Now we can see that it has successfully connected to our CDP instance and it is showing us the real-time CPU and memory usage. We can also see the active threads in the system over here. To take a thread dump, simply right-click over here and select Thread Dump. It will immediately take a thread dump over here and it will open it. Similarly, for a heap dump, you can right-click and select Heap Dump. The heap dump will always be created on a remote system. So it is showing the path where the heap dump will be stored on the remote machine. Click OK. Now give it a couple of seconds. The heap dump is now successfully created at the remote location. Let's check. Go to the CDP machine and browse to the location of the dump file. Here is the heap dump file. I hope you enjoyed this video and are now familiar with the thread dumps and heap dumps and how to collect them using Visual VM. Please stay tuned for more videos.